In this video, we're going to take a look at a couple of different techniques that can be used to get files into 3ds Max. A few things you need to know, all depending on what type of file you're going to be working with. When wanting to open a file that was created using 3ds Max, whether the scene was made in the current version of the software or with any previous release, the option you'll choose is called Open. You can access the command a couple of different ways. By going under the Application button in the upper left-hand corner, choosing Open, using the Quick Access toolbar directly to the right of that, choosing Open File, or by simply typing the keyboard shortcut, which is Ctrl-O. Let's now navigate to your Working Files Chapter 4 folder, and we'll open Open File. Down at the bottom of the dialog, take note of the .max file extension. This is the native file format for a 3ds Max scene file. When you have the right file, in the lower right-hand corner, go ahead and click Open. With the file now on the screen, we can do pretty much whatever needs to be done. The technique for opening a file is a little bit different when wanting to work on a wireframe scene that was created in a different program. In those situations, you'll want to instead use the Import command. That again can be found in the Application menu in the upper left-hand corner of the interface. In the left-hand column, rest your mouse on Import. Then in the right-hand column, locate the Import command. Down at the bottom of the dialog, under Files of Types, you'll see all the various different files that you can bring into 3ds Max. You've got both AutoCAD drawing formats, those being DWG and DXF. There's OBJ, which is a common file format for many of the more popular 3D animation softwares. You've got the Autodesk FBX format, formerly known as Filmbox. There's AI files associated with Adobe Illustrator when wanting to bring in 2D shape drawings. And you've got the older 3ds Max style format still used by many today, that being 3ds. Let's choose the 3D Studio Mesh file type. Once doing so, we'll navigate to our Working Files folder, Chapter 4. In the folder, we'll open Import File. When the dialog box opens, asking you what you specifically want to do with the current scene, you can simply answer Merge Objects with Current Scene, then click OK. The .3ds file format comes in clean and is ready for use. 3ds Max files can also be merged together, allowing you to combine elements from one scene with another. To show you how the command works, let's first take a look at the two scenes that we'll be merging together. Both can be found in the Chapter 4 folder for the exercise files. One is named Table Setting, the other Take a Seat. So with Table Setting, we've got a table, 2 plates, and 2 glasses. With the Take a Seat file, we've got a floor, a table, a lamp, and a chair. Let's start with having the Table Setting file on the screen. Now our goal here will be to merge one thing in from the Take a Seat file, that being the chair. To do that, we'll go under the Application button, then choose Import Merge. You might want to read the definition before actually clicking on the name. Okay, once the dialog opens up, we'll go back to the Chapter 4 folder in the Working Files. We'll now select the Take a Seat file. The Merge dialog that opens indicates all the objects in the Take a Seat scene. So in the list, you'll see not just the chair, but the parts of the lamp, the rug, and the table. Now, as mentioned, the only thing we're going to want to bring in is going to be the chair. So we'll single click on that, then click OK in the lower right-hand corner. Okay, something has made its way into the scene, but it's a little bit too tough to tell. Let's go ahead and zoom out on all 4 windows for a better look. When merging files, there's a couple of different problems that might arise. The first is with position. Objects that are merged in are going to arrive in the scene exactly where they were originally created. So in our situation here, the chair was built quite a distance away from where all the other objects in our scene were constructed. In our top view, we'll activate the Move command, moving the chair closer to the other scene objects. Now another issue with merging that you might have to deal with is scaling. Unless you've taken some effort to create everything using the same scale, the things you merge together might not always match up size-wise. That's the situation we have here. I'm going to take the chair, activate the Scale command, then scale it down approximately 20% of its original size. I can see the scale values below the timeline as I'm working. Okay, now it's just a matter of maybe moving the chair a little bit closer toward the table. And even though we didn't run into the problem here, Be aware that you might also, when merging, run across a naming conflict or two. If you're attempting to merge in an object that has the identical name as something that's already in the scene, Max will expect you to make a decision on how to handle that. You can choose to rename the object or objects coming in. You can choose to opt not to merge it in after all. Or you can replace the existing object with the new object of the same name. So there's a couple of different ways that you can handle that duplicate name issue. So that'll give you a few things to know about opening, importing, and merging files. Learn your options, remember what you can and can't do, and you'll be ready to go.